What's up? Hello. What's going on, everybody? I'm up late. I can't sleep, so this is why I'm making a video. I don't know if some of you guys deal with insomnia or like just sleep disorders, period. But for me, I had started having like insomnia once I had gotten my heart transplant. So it was actually post transplant when I actually got started having sleeping issues. Um, so to all the people who are interested in getting a transplant, who's on the list, um, and also people who is considering it, I want you to also think about um, if you do experience insomnia, like you have a plan. Um, Definitely talk to your doctor about not getting enough sleep. So that's very important in recovery post transplant, is for you to get enough sleep to allow your body to heal, and it's also good for your overall health. You won't be feeling fatigue, you won't be feeling like lack of energy and things like that. So for me, my plan was, it was actually prescribed by my doctor. I started taking Trisodone. Um, I could take one 25 milligram tablet or two 25 milligram tablets to help me fall asleep. But the issue that I had with that is I would still be tired the next day. And so with that being said, me having to get up and go to work, it was kind of like I would be dragging my feet. It would actually be hard for me to focus because I was still tired. So I decided, like, okay, maybe I should just take one tablet. Maybe this won't make me as drowsy as the two tablets. So I actually went down to the one tablet. That was okay. But then I start to experiencing other issues with my heart. So I had to go into the hospital, and in there they actually didn't give me any Trisodone. They actually gave me Benadryl, and I think it was 25 milligrams through my IV of liquid Benadryl. And that would sometimes that would help, but I still felt like, okay, it wasn't enough. Like, I'll fall asleep for a little bit or become drowsy, but I wouldn't stay asleep that long. So that wasn't really helping me at all. So once I got out of the hospital, my doctor decided to stop the Trisodone because it slows your heart rate down. So with that being said, when I got out the hospital, they did not want my heart rate to slow down. They wanted my heart rate to pump so it could get back into the motion of pumping properly, and they just didn't want anything to distract my heart. Just like if you take, especially with sleeping pills, slow your heart rate. Some pain pills can slow your heart rate down. So I completely got off the Trisodone. I said, well, let me try melatonin. That seems to be like, natural. It is naturally produced in our body to help us feel tired and sleepy and fall asleep. So I tried melatonin. It works. It does. But what my doctor told me was, don't constantly take it every day because soon your body would need more. So say like, for example, if someone takes, let me say, Percocet, okay, and they start off at a low dosage, they keep taking a low dosage for a period of time. Your body will get used to that, and it won't become any more effective. So you would need more, a stronger dosage. So basically, she was telling me, don't constantly take the melatonin because my body will get used to it basically, and it'll keep wanting more. I would need more in order for me to go to sleep. So basically, I only take that when I really have to go somewhere, and I need to wake up early. Any other night, I'm basically up, and I'm up until the next morning, and then I sleep throughout the day when I finally start to feel tired. So it's like basically my sleep clock is backwards. I should be sleeping at night and be up in the day. So my sleep routine is just all messed up. She did say that I should try the Benadryl again, and she said with the Benadryl I can go up to 100 milligrams. But that type of stuff scares me because it's like the more you would take, like the more you become like unresponsive. Like, not saying like you're gonna die, but it just feel like I would be in really a deep sleep, and then if my son needs me, he's calling me or something like that, like I'm not going to be able to hear anything because I'm going to be in this deep sleep. So I just rather take like 50 milligrams. So I did take 50 milligrams after she told me that that wouldn't harm me. And actually, I was still up for a period of time. And then when I finally fell asleep, my alarm goes off every morning at 8 a.m. for me to get up and take one of my medications. And so I heard the alarm, I got up, but I was still so tired. Like, I really didn't want to open my eyes and get up, but I said, you know what? Only thing I do is pop this pill in my mouth, drink some water, and then I can go back to sleep. So my body was just so tired. I had no energy, and I was just pretty much sleeping, waking up. If my son needed something, I would wake up and make sure he's good. But other than that, I was very tired. So I don't know how everybody body may react to like surgery post transplant, and then with all these certain type of medications that you may have to take, immunosuppression drugs, like they can affect your sleeping habit as well. They can affect like your sleep. So I would definitely talk to my doctor about that. Definitely get a plan for those who are considering about getting a transplant. So that's the major one. You need to get plenty of sleep post transplant in order for your body to heal. Sleep is a must. Even if you're not getting surgery, sleep is very essential to your health. So I just want everybody to, even if you're not getting a transplant, just period, like as a person who's, perfectly healthy, if you're not able to sleep properly and get at least 7 hours of sleep, I think you should talk to your doctor and perhaps come up with a sleeping plan, like things you can do. It don't always have to be medication. Maybe it could be like a hot bath, bubble bath before you go to bed. Maybe it could be like one of those, I forgot what you call them, but they're like eye covers that you cover your eyes to keep the light out. Maybe one of those. Maybe the light is distracting you. Maybe you can listen to like some soft jazz or like sounds of nature. So it's different options. So it don't have to be medication. So another thing I wanted to talk about that I think is extremely important is mental health, dealing with depression, anxiety, So for me, I used to worry a lot. Um, I was depressed after, well, not after surgery. I was depressed like when I found out about like when my heart failed and I had congestive heart failure, and I was just going through all these things, and you know, nobody really understood. You know how sometimes people say, "Oh, she'll recover. It's not going to go that far as her needing surgery. You know, it's just a little, it's not a big deal." But whether it was a big deal or not, I was still like terrified. I was still scared because your heart is a vital organ. Like without your heart, there's no you. So, you know, I did go through depression. And it was a lot of things. Like, you know, I thought about like, what if I don't make it through this first surgery? I had to have surgery to get the LVAD implanted so I could start, you know, breathing better. I can start moving around better, you know. So that was a scary thing for me. And, you know, and nobody understood except for people who were in the hospital that were going through the same thing as I. And, and it was tough for me because when I needed someone to understand, and just have someone to talk to about my emotions, like it will always be like, "Oh, don't worry, you can't think negative, you gotta, you know, just put everything in God's hands," and which is true. But I'm still human. I still want to talk about things. I still want to get out whatever I'm feeling. So that's when I decided that I need a therapist to talk to, because sometimes talking to your friends and family members can be kind of difficult. And then when you say the word, "Oh, I feel depressed," you know, sometimes they don't believe you. And they just brush it off and they just be like, "Oh, you're just sad for the moment, but you'll be okay." But they don't really understand, like, deep inside that you're going through a lot. It's a, like, tug of war inside of you. And it gets so bad to the point where you don't want to get out the bed. You don't want to talk to anyone. And me being a mother, you know, that was extra hard for me because I could not say, "Oh, I don't want to take care of my son today." I couldn't say that. I had to. So I had to push through whatever feelings I was having. And, you know, at times it became overwhelming. It really did. But I did have my mom there to help me. Thank God. And I appreciate my mom for being there for me, to help me with my son. But I definitely want to say to those who are going through depression, having anxiety, worrying, feeling like they're not good enough, even thinking about like suicide, I must say this. If any of these problems or thoughts come up and you experiencing anything like this, please reach out for help. Even if you don't want to reach out for professional help right away, please have the courage to talk to someone. And if you don't have someone to talk to, there is a hotline for people to call and talk to. I forgot the website, but to talk to someone if you're having like a mental breakdown. You can even call 911 and they will send, you know, someone out there to talk to you. I think it's like the police or something, but you could get help. You don't have to feel like you're alone. Even if you are alone and you feel like you don't have your family around and you feel like, you know, I don't have any friends and nobody understands, nobody knows what I'm feeling inside, I just want you to know that I understand. I want you to know that there are people out there who are suffering inside. There are people out there who is experiencing the same thing as you. I've went through it. I'm still in therapy over trauma that I've experienced in my childhood, and I also experienced in my adulthood. And I don't really like when people put like a stigma on going to therapy, like, oh, she's crazy or he's crazy. Or, you know what? Maybe the same person is saying that you're crazy and all this other stuff. They probably need therapy too. You know, that's why they still not going nowhere. They're still stuck in the same position. They're still stuck with the same mindset because they can't see another way. It's nothing wrong with going to speak to a professional for you to unlearn behavior, for you to learn how to see things in a different perspective. So I just want to tell people, especially, you know, before anyone get a transplant, you may feel scared, worried. I was all these things. You may question yourself and say, like, should I do it? Should I risk everything? Like, because you could get a bad heart implanted and it rejects. So you can have all these rejections in the beginning, like I did, and I still had rejections like some years later. You know, I just had a bad rejection last year. So you ask yourself these questions and you definitely weigh the pros and cons. But one thing for sure, if you are feeling like this, always talk to a professional. Hey, like I said, it don't only have to be a professional. You can talk to your doctor about the decision that you're about to make. You can talk to your parents, or, you know, if you have a close friend, you could talk to your close friend, your siblings, your aunt, anybody that you feel close to who have your best interests at heart. You need to reach out to them. And if you're feeling depressed before you go through surgery, you know, you need to get that worked on before you go through surgery. Because one thing for certain, and one thing I know, is you need to be in a good place mentally. Because when mentally you're down and you're depressed and you got a lot going on, you worrying, that takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on how your body is healing, how fast it's going to heal. So I really, really would like for anyone who wants to get a transplant, who is on the list and everything is in motion, while you're on the list, please talk to someone if you're feeling depressed about whatever decision that you're going to make. Talk to a professional, like I said. I also want to say that it's best to handle that pre-transplant. So post-transplant, you can just continue on with therapy, because you're going to have days when you're going to want to give up. I'm serious. It was days when I felt like, oh my God, like I can't do this. I'm in pain. I was never a diabetic. Now I'm a diabetic because of the prednisone, which is a steroid that helps the heart stay strong, you know, but that causes you to be a diabetic because it shoots your sugar levels sky high. So you could be depressed about having to become a diabetic. You could be depressed about because on the beginning you may be on a lot of steroids, the prednisone, and your face gonna look fat. It's like gonna be blown up. You may not look like the same you before you got a transplant. Like for me, I also got depressed over like the cuts on my body. I had 2 surgeries, so I was cut twice. So, you know, me having this big scar going down there, I felt insecure about wearing like low cut shirts or wearing a 2-piece swimsuit. Like I really had to continue to work on my mental, continue to work on me, continue to go to therapy. Like my therapist would say, you got to be kind to yourself. And I never really understood, but like it went in one ear and came out the other. I heard her, but I didn't apply it. And being kind to yourself is not beating yourself up for things that are out of your control. You know, I couldn't control what happened to me. It was out of the blue. I couldn't control that I had to be away from my son, and I beat myself up a lot for that because, you know, I just felt like, dang, I should have been there in the first 2 months of his life. And, you know, I was scared. I was like, will he remember me? Like my voice and stuff like that. But, and you will feel that way, you know, for those who may have had a baby or who had postpartum cardiomyopathy. So, yeah, so I just want people to think about that. Sleep and your mental health. Because if you can't get out that bed to fix you breakfast, for you to take your medication on time, for you to do like some walking or a little bit of exercise, it's not gonna work. Getting through the years of having a transplant, it's not gonna work. And I will say this, you can do everything right and you can still have a rejection. But the thing about it is, just know that you did everything right. You don't want to feel like, and this is another thing you can get depressed off of. Dang, I should have just got up and took my medication. Now I missed my dose of medication. Or I should have just got up and walked a little bit. You know, these things can play on your mind when something goes wrong. So if you're already in a good headspace, you want to allow these negative thoughts when something goes wrong to take control over you, to make you feel guilty like you did something wrong. So that's pretty much I wanted to share with people. And also, getting your mental straight like would keep your anxiety down, and also stress affects the heart. It pretty much affects the whole body, but mainly you want to protect the heart. You want to protect any transplanted organ that you get. So definitely being stress free. And once again, I want to say, if you have somebody that's not helping you grow, that's not feeding you positive energy, who's not planting positive seeds in your garden, let it go. That can include a boyfriend, a spouse, a friend, a family member. Shit, even the dog or cat. If you have it stressed over a pet, a dog, a cat because they not listening, or you have to keep, you know, just cleaning up and they just having you be stressed out, like, get rid of the responsibility, but give the animals to a good home. For the other people, you can have a discussion with them and let them know, you know, you're stressing me out. You know, you explain why you are feeling this way when they come around. And if they don't get the hint and change when they're around you, or just change period, then you got to do what you got to do for you. Okay? For you. And I had to learn that. And you know what? I never been the type of person who had a lot of friends. Well, in like school, you know, I was cool with a lot of people. But as I got older, I never hung around a lot of females. It's just not my thing. I will be cool with people. If I see them out, I'll speak. Or if it's like a gathering that I was invited to and other people are there, of course I know how to sit and mingle and socialize and speak to everybody. But it's not one of those things where I'm just going to just be talking to everybody at the party. Like, I'm the type who's chill, just observing my surroundings, you know. And that's how I've always been. So me not having a lot of friends, or me not having friends at all, it really don't, I mean, it wouldn't bother me. I like to stay in my house. Honestly, I like to spend a lot of time, all my time, with my son. So I don't need extra friends. I don't need nothing stressing me out. I don't need company. Nobody comes to my house. Nobody. Unless, like, my sister come past. Of course, my mom come over to help me sometimes. But I don't invite people to my house. I like to be secluded and not let people know where I am. I also don't talk to my neighbors. Like, they would never come in my house. I just don't socialize a lot with strangers. I will say hi, you know, I will speak and say hi. But all that, inviting people into my home, no, this is sacred. This is where I get my peace. This is where my son and I live. So, no, I definitely don't want nobody in my space, in my home, that I'm not comfortable with, you know. So I say this to say that it's okay to be alone if that's your option. But it's not okay if you are purposely being alone and not communicating with people, and you're going through depression and having mental like having bad thoughts, and if you feel like you're having a mental breakdown, it is not good. You need to reach out to someone, okay? So you won't be by yourself, so you won't feel like you're going through it alone. So I personally know somebody who committed suicide, and they were young, and I knew him since he was little, and he was so cute. And when I think about, like, what made him do that, it could have been many reasons, who knows. But I say, I wish he would have tried to speak to someone before that final decision that he felt like he couldn't take life anymore. So I definitely just want everybody to share this video. If you feel like someone is going through depression, please reach out to them. You know, and it don't even have to deal with depression. A lot of people hide what they're really going through, and they put on a smile and they act like things are so perfect. But you know, nobody knows what people go through behind closed doors. So this is why I always say it's always the good thing to reach out to people, ask them how they're doing. You know, you could have seen them maybe on Facebook smiling and living it up, but you know, still ask them how are they doing. You know, reach out and call your family members, call your friends, see how they doing. It's like, people who call people because they want something, those are the type of people that you definitely should not deal with. They call you when it's convenient for them, and you deserve better than that. So once again, I would like for all you guys to please watch this video. Please share this video with other people. Share it on your YouTube channel. Share it on Facebook. Share it on share it on Instagram. I just want this video to touch so many souls, so many people, because it's a lot of people who is going through depression that may need to hear that you are loved, you are important, your life is important, you are not alone. There is a community out there that will walk with you through the depression. There is God who will guide you and hold your hand and hug you and protect you. God would never fail you, but you must put that first step, and God will take it from there. You got to put in the work, and I know it may be hard, but just think about the next day and the next day and the next day, each day that you're holding on to life, each day that you're getting better to enjoy life. So once again, you're not alone. I love you. I'm with you. You know, if you like, you could comment below. If you're going through something, you can you know, send me a message. But I just want you to know that God is by your side. Everybody is on your side. Whoever hears this message and is depressed and who feel like they can't go on with life, understand that you're not alone. Understand that there is help. Don't be afraid. It's not your time to go yet. So I thank you guys for listening to my video, watching it. I would like for everyone to subscribe to my channel, please. Click on the like button, drop a comment, and also please share. This is one of the most important videos that I have done, because a lot of these mental health issues needs to be talked about, especially suicide, and definitely depression. So, you know, I'm here to speak on it. I'm here to speak on it from my perspective and from my experience with depression and, you know, anxiety and things like that. So I want to thank you guys for everything. Thank you for your support. Please subscribe to my channel if you just browsing past and you watch this video. And I want everybody out there to know that I am with you. And please keep me in your prayers, and I will keep every one of you in my prayers. And I would like to say, everyone, have a blessed night and continue to live, love life.